Hola, everybody. Buenos dias on this beautiful, kind of gray Sunday morning. Welcome to En Casa con la Plaza. This is La Plaza de Cultura y Artes, our virtual programming brought to you by La Plaza and our sponsors, AARP California and Walmart, bringing you our programming, our presentations, our conversations, performances, and more to your home, to your office, wherever you're being able to pick this up. And today we have a very special En Casa session. I'm sorry, this is a little early for me. We usually do these late at night, so had a long night's sleep, but here we are. Anyway, today, like I was saying, it's a very special En Casa session. Queerentena and Soul, reclaiming collective joy and authenticity. This is a partnership that we're doing today with Tamarindo Podcast. It's a podcast and show.
I'm on, it's fine.
Hello? Okay. So it's a lighthearted show where hosts discuss politics, pop culture, and how to balance it all con calma. It's hosted by Brenda Gonzalez and Sheila Victorino. Through Tamarindo, they use levity to inform, inspire, and impact our community. So today, it's the last days of Pride Month, which has been celebrated and commemorated and remembered throughout our community, particularly in the Latinx community, through different activities. But here, this is our second Pride program at it in Casa con la Plaza, and we're doing it in partnership with Tamarindo Podcast, and who I'll be handing over the host duties with Sheila today, who will be introducing a great array of performances, of pláticas, of songs that are meant to inspire and to really put you into a mindset of positivity and understanding. So without further ado, I'd like to hand this over to Sheila. Take it away.
All right. First of all, thank you, Abelardo. I want to thank La Plaza de Cultura y Artes for hosting and partnering with us and really letting us put together this vision and just run with it. And thank you so much for all you do for all that you do for La Cultura. Thank you. And thank you to everyone that's joining us virtually from wherever you are on this, like you said, beautiful but a little bit foggy day. We are so grateful to be here. So every year, Pride Month is an opportunity for greater visibility around our identities and struggles. And it's a reminder to step more into ourselves, our power and authenticity. It is a moment and it is an invitation to celebrate our individual and collective journeys, where we've been, where we are, and where we still have work to do. And whether you're part of the LGBTQI community or an ally, are there places where you still where you're still hiding parts of yourself? Are there places where you can still educate yourself? Are there ways in which you can still show up better for the people in our communities? So COVID has changed a little bit of the way that we traditionally observe and celebrate Pride. And while we've been warning a little bit, and I know that I have, this month and this Pride has felt more meaningful to me than it has in many years. And I think that's because it's helped us better reflect on the meaning and the origin of Pride, especially in light of the inspiring galvanization that we've seen around police brutality and around systems of oppression that have been led by our Black community. Before it was gay Pride, it was gay power. Behind the rainbow flags and the corporate sponsors, Pride was born out of resistance, and it was born out of protests, and it was largely led by our trans and gender nonconforming people of color organizing against the same police harassment and brutality that we're still experiencing today. And that led into one of the most famous protests that we now know as the Stonewall Riot that took place on June 28th in 1969. And so for anyone that might not be as familiar with the history, before the Stonewall Riot, the Stonewall protests that turned into riot, people could be legally arrested for dressing in drag. So police would go and raid bars, and they would basically arrest anyone that was violating that order. So the night of this Stonewall riot, patrons at Stonewall Inn fought back and resisted against the raid and sparked the beginning of larger movements and evolutions of these moments that then led to what we know today as Pride. So queer authenticity and queer joy has always been and continues to be a form of resistance and protest. I believe that we are on this earth to be the fullest, most limitless, authentic versions of ourselves, but starting at a very young age, our society and our environment has traditionally policed, denied, and made us hide parts of ourselves. Many of us in this community have had to spend a lot of our adult lives uncovering the parts of us that are us and the parts of us that we wore as masks to protect ourselves. We know that our world is better and more inclusive, the more authentic and radically vulnerable that we can be. But we must also acknowledge that for many of us, being our full selves may still not be or feel safe. And so I want to take a moment to honor and acknowledge the lives of Raya Milton and Dominique Remy Fils and countless other trans women, especially trans women, Black trans women who continue to lose their lives simply for having the courage to be who they really are. So I'd like to just take a few moments to just think about Dominique Remy Fils, Raya Milton, and the trans lives that we've lost. They are the reason we must continue do this work individually and collectively. So through today's session, we wanted to both honor the origin of Pride as protest by connecting with our authenticity as a form of resistance, and also allow us a space to celebrate and connect with our innate joy. We wanted to create a safe space and container for anyone who is joining, whether you are family or an ally, to really unearth and start to uproot some of the blocks that are stopping you from being your authentic selves. And we're doing that through our first session, Reclaiming Authenticity, with a mindset coaching session with Lopez, to let go and feel free through an embodiment dance session, moviendo las caderas to the groups of salsa, merengue, and cumbia, where you can let your body speak and your spirit shine, hosted by José Richard Avilés. And finally, a celebration of love, and especially the most important type of love, self-love, with musical artist Sterling Victorian. So before we get into these sessions, I want to take just a few minutes to ground us and lead us through a short meditation so that we can be present and open our hearts up to our sessions and our speakers. So I'd like everyone to get yourself in a comfortable position, and I want you all to softly close your eyes. Take a moment to check in with your body. Are you feeling tension anywhere? Your toes, your legs, your torso, your arms, your head, your neck. Then slowly start to pay more attention to your breath. Your breath might feel a little bit fast. Focus on taking longer, deep breaths. If it's helpful, try slowly counting for 4 or even 5 seconds as you inhale. And then counting for 4 or 5 seconds as you exhale through your open mouth and into your belly. Start to find a rhythm and really focus on filling yourself up with your breath and letting go as you release into your belly. As you keep breathing, maybe think about focusing on inhaling and filling yourself up with gratitude. And as you exhale, release some of the things that may be weighing you down or wearing you right now. There is so much going on for us right now in the world, in our communities. It can feel heavy, it can feel overwhelming. There is only so much that we can do to change what's happening outside. But one thing that we can do is work with our mind and our body to help us better manage how it affects us. Self-care is resistance. Meditation and grounding practices are necessary so that we can do the work that we feel called to do for our communities. Again, as you inhale, think about filling yourself up with gratitude. And as you exhale, release worries and concerns so that you can be more present in this moment. And I would want you all to just stay here for a few breaths on your own. Keep your eyes closed. Try to slow down and lengthen your breath to a pace that feels calming and comfortable. keep your eyes closed. We didn't just want to do a pride celebration. We wanted to make this about healing and connecting with our deeper self. And something about this event or the sessions inspired you to join us today. Maybe you wanted a way to celebrate Pride and this was just happened to be at the perfect time for you this weekend. Maybe you're an ally and wanted to support a Latinx-centered Pride event and support us. Maybe whether you're an ally or family, you have blocks that are stopping you from being your most authentic self. And you were called to join some of these sessions today. I invite you to think about what your intentions are for today. An intention is a guiding principle for how you want to be, live, feel, and show up in the world. An intention has no specific outcome attached to it. It's not definitive or resolute. And you can set an intention for an event like today, for your day, or for your year. We are all at different places in our journeys when it comes to truly expressing ourselves most authentically, or when it comes to really being able to tap into our inner joy through difficult moments or through suffering. Intentions invite you to listen to your heart and what's really important to you, not what's important to someone else, or what you should be doing, or what you should be getting out of something. And intentions ask you to let go of expectations. So if you'd like, I'd like to invite you to think of a softer intention for this event. Your intention could be something as simple as open yourself up to whatever comes up, to embrace your discomfort, to let go of expectations, to feel free, to embrace joy. So take a moment to think about it and set a soft intention. And when you're ready, take one last deep breath. Exhale and open your eyes. And with that, I'd love to introduce our first session lead. So Harry Lopez. Harry is a Nicaraguan American personal and professional success coach and entrepreneur. A native of Miami, he writes and speaks frequently on a range of personal, professional change, happiness, health, mindful living, and conscious business. Harry has coached and consulted leaders at top companies like Google, Amazon, Facebook, BuzzFeed, and more. Harry is the founder of Launch Latinx, a transformational coaching platform for Latinx entrepreneurs, coaches, and creators. And he will be leading us today in Reclaiming Your Authenticity, a mindset coaching session. So with that, Harry, I'd like to invite you to take it away.
Alrighty. Hello, everybody. Happy Pride. I'm so happy to be here with you. Sheila, that was incredible. I feel so relaxed. Let me go ahead and share screen. Okay. All right. So welcome, everybody. Again, I'm so happy. Happy Pride. This is such a special event. I remember my first time ever going to La Plaza Cultural was my very first weekend that I moved to LA about a year ago, and I danced my ass off at their party. And that's exactly where I met Sheila, and now we're really good friends months later. All right, and this is particularly special because La Plaza represents this like place for Latinx-centered culture and people and music and everything that comes together. So as a queer Latino, I am just over the moon about what we get to do today. So I'd like to present to you what I'll be talking about. Today's presentation is going to be called Reclaiming Your Slaithenticity. I've just trademarked this. I've just changed my slide about maybe 20 minutes ago because it just felt really fitting. So don't take it. That's my new thing, Slaithenticity. It's all about reclaiming your authenticity. How do you show up in the world? How can you slay more in the world and be more of your authentic self? Because the world needs more of you. The world needs your gifts. The world needs your rawness, your vulnerable, the juicy, the messy, the unvarnished, real, vulnerable you. So that's exactly what we're going to be talking about. Again, I'm a transformational coach, and I'm the founder of Launch Latinx. So throughout this presentation, I have no idea who's watching this. I don't know who's here, but typically I usually get people responding, and for the purposes of Pride and this being a Queer Latinx event, I want you to go ahead and type in "yas" in the chat section. Yas in the chat section. Whenever anything in the presentation resonates with you, just go ahead and type in "yas," and any kind of iteration of that feels aligned or inspiring for you, feel free to do that. Let me go ahead and check the chat section. I want to see y'all do this. Yes. Yes, Ashley. Yes, Pilar. Yes, Jose. Yes, Richard. All right, y'all. Go ahead and give me some more yeses. Maybe even give me a yes, 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 Gabby. Yes, Denise. Oh, yes, Abelardo. Beautiful. You guys got it. We're gonna be doing yeses all day today. Okay. So I've got you for 45 minutes. So let me go ahead and set my timer because I get a little long-winded. 1 second. Ay. Okay, hold on. Here we go. 45 minutes. 45. It's a little lower. 43 minutes. Yes, yes, Annabelle, yes, Pilar, beautiful. All right, and so also the intention for today's session is gonna be slay, honey, slay. I want y'all to slay. I want y'all to go up and show up in the world the most slay version of you that there ever was. We have untapped reservoirs of capacity for slaying within us. So today we get to tap into that. We get to tap into the layers of ourselves that maybe have been dormant for a while. And maybe you're already slaying, but maybe there's some more notches that we can go ahead and kick it up. So today I want you to go ahead and slay, honey, slay. Give me a slay, yes, or slay, honey. Give me something in the chat section and let me know you alive. Let me know you're listening. Let me know you're here. Go ahead and slay, honey. Yes. Yes, Ashley Padron. Love it. All right. Keep it coming, Abelardo. Beautiful. Yes, Pilar. Okay, Annabelle, I see you. All right, so ¿quién soy yo? Why am I here? Who am I? Why did I even matter? So I'm here, okay, let me slow down. I'm getting excited. Y'all are getting me really rattled up. My name is Harry Lopez. I'm a full-time transformational coach, basically a life coach, a business coach, personal professional coach, whatever you want to call it. My work is about helping to get to the root of what's holding people back. So whatever it is that's holding you back from getting what you want, your biggest dreams, your goals, maybe you're feeling stuck, maybe you're wanting more momentum, maybe you know that you have a dream to do something, but some things are holding you back. So my role is partnering with you to support you in understanding what that is. So this is a picture of my family. This is my dad on the right and my little brother in the middle. My little brother's name is Luis Miguel. My dad is Luis Rogelio. I'm Harry Luis. All of us have the name Luis in our names. My dad is from Managua, Nicaragua. He came to the US in the 1980s during the Revolutionary Civil War. My parents divorced when I was 10, but this is very close with my family. And a lot of my family lineage, you'll hear a little bit about how it's impacted who I am today and how I show up in the world. And don't get it twisted, y'all. Yes, I am a coach. Yes, I like to, I just cut my hair and I like to keep it looking together, but I like to twerk. I like to get down. I like to slay. And this is a session of me coaching one of my clients into how to twerk, how to tap into that energy. And if you are a twerker, if you're a dancer in the group, go ahead and stay tuned for our next session after this with the amazing Soy Nalgona Richard. Okay, y'all. So I want this to be fun. I want this to be light. Go ahead and chat me in, whatever it is that's coming up for you. Yes, yes. Go ahead and chat it in. Beautiful. So I want to start off with this quote by George Eliot. It's never too late to be what you might have been. And so twerk, baby, twerk. I love it. Beautiful. Yes. So it's never too late to be what you might have been. No matter what age you are, no matter what level of accomplishment you reach, no matter wherever you are in your journey of life, you can constantly reinvent yourself. You can constantly decide that, hey, I want to step into something bigger. I want to step into something greater. I want to find new levels within myself that I've never tapped into before. And so that's what I want to get to support you on today. And I love this quote by George Eliot. All right, so what are the qualities of an authentic person? I'd love to invite you to just chat in some qualities that resonate for you. When you think of an authentic person, what comes up? What are some words? What does it mean for you to be an authentic person? And go ahead and chat in the chat section. And I'm curious, who are some examples for you of authentic? Who are some authentic people? Go ahead and do that. All right, so Pilar says generosity, vulnerability. Denise, very good. Gabby, courage, vulnerability. Yes, 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 yes. I love this. What else, y'all? What are some other qualities of authenticity, of authentic people? What do they embody? And maybe who are some pillars, some examples, or in the world of manifestation, they'll say, who are some expanders for you of authenticity? Like, I want to look like this person. I want to get to this level of courage or vulnerability. Maybe this person is embodying that. Speaking your truth no matter what. Confidence, self-aware, unapologetic. Ooh, these are so good. These are so good. Keep them coming, but I'm going to go ahead and continue. There's a really beautiful quote that I want to share with you today, and I am probably going to overwhelm you with quotes. I'm a quote guy, so bear with me. This is one of my favorites, and it just came to me in a meditation. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God or universe or soul, expression, whatever you want. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Marianne Williamson from A Return to Love, based off of the book of The Course in Miracles. This is one of the most powerful quotes for me, because I know that me personally, I'm not afraid of being inadequate, being all this stuff. I'm afraid to be too good. I'm afraid to shine a little too much. I'm afraid to make people a little too uncomfortable. But that all took some inner work. That all took me digging in to do some healing and some love and some compassion and bringing that compassion to myself, because compassion is productive. Maybe you find yourself in the same place. And so feel free to chat in whatever's coming up for you, whatever thoughts, whatever feelings, whatever somatic vibrations are coming through your body, chat it in, let it in. It's inspiring. It moves us for us to see ourselves in you, because we're all vibrational mirrors and matches of each other. We're the same, y'all. We're all the same. Okay, another quote, bear with me. This is another one of my favorites, but I've got a point here. So Rumi once said, "Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it." To seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against love. And so Rumi, what do you mean here? Rumi's saying it's not our task to find for love, because we are love. Love is within us. There's untapped reservoirs of love that are just lying within us. The job is to understand what's gotten in the way of love, what's gotten in the way of our soul self-expression in the world. And today I want to argue that the same goes for authenticity, or for slay-authenticity. We've got so much slay within us. Can I get a yes, yes? Can I get a slay, honey, slay? Yes, y'all, yes. So the job is to understand what's getting in the way for us being able to really show up powerfully in the world, for us to really step into limitless possibility and expansion. Yes, Gabby. Yes, Abelardo, Michelle Coots, love. Yes, Denise Bray, I love it. Stay with me, y'all, stay with me. We're going somewhere here. So here are some of the most common blocks I see get in the way of our success, get in the way of the success of my clients. Comparison, perfectionism, worthiness, not feeling good enough, self-judgment, analysis paralysis, maybe lingering in the thought and the thinking mind, never really stepping into action, shame, self-abandonment. The opposite of self-love is self-abandonment, and just never getting started, never getting started. And today I want to say to all of these, boy, bye. Boy, bye. Because we are here for a reason. We are here to shine. In the words of Marianne Williamson, who are you not to shine? Who are you not to? You were born and brought here to be fabulous. So we get to uncover who she is. We get to uncover him. We get to uncover her. We get to uncover them in the world. Bye, 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 bye. Yes, Pilar Avila, I see you. I see you. Ooh, y'all making me get hot over here. Okay. Whew. All right. So it's all about changing your relationship with the block. I'm going to say that again. It's all about changing your relationship with the block. Remember these blocks? comparison, perfection, and worthiness, not feeling good enough, self-judgment, shame, self-abandonment, not getting started. It's not about trying to get rid of it. It's about changing the way that we be with it and seeing it for what it really wants for us. It really wants our protection. These are all survival programming. They're all just survival mechanisms that were brought to keep us safe, that we've created. It's all conditioned programming. So how do you be with yourself when these things come up? I'll share with you that what I find is that most people tend to hide. Most people tend to avoid the blocks, avoid whatever it is that's coming up for them. The key is to remember that your block is not in the way, it is the way. So I want to give you a personal share. So I've been coaching now for about 7 years. And for a long time, I was able to hide with coaching. You know, as a coach, you know, as a traditional coach is really about holding space and holding a container of transformation for the person that they're supporting to stand in their greatness. And so I used to I love what I do. I absolutely love this work because I get to see people transform. But for so many years, I was hiding behind my work, and I didn't have social media. I didn't really have an established business until 3 years ago. I started stepping into becoming more of a life coach, where I was more visible in online and social media. And one of the first things one of my coaches told me is that I would need to show my face online. I would need to show pictures of myself. I need to do speaking videos on stories and posts. And I was like, sure, I'll try that. And y'all, I had the biggest resistance. I had the biggest blocks when it came to allowing myself to be seen. And chat in the chat section if this resonates with you, because I know that I'm not alone. There are a lot of us that one of our biggest fears is the world seeing us, maybe the world finding out our biggest secret, maybe the world hearing our voice. And for me, it was around my voice. I didn't want anyone to hear my voice, because then they would find out my biggest secret. They would think things, they would judge me. They would think I was too soft or too feminine or too dumb, or they wouldn't take me seriously. They think I was too young. I had all these stories. I was wrapped up in all these limiting beliefs around who I was and the way that I come off in the world. And I went on this journey of spiritual healing and this evolution where I started working with spiritual healers and teachers. And I remember I was living in Miami, and I was working at a company at the time, trying to build my business in the evenings. And I was going to California, and I was doing these spiritual psychology sessions with some incredible leaders. And I started inquiring into these beliefs, just bringing them into conscious awareness and naming them, and saying, like, speaking the fear out into existence and seeing where it started, the genesis of this belief and these identities. And I started just uncovering these beliefs, and in just questioning them and just being able to bring them into the surface, I started finding personal liberation. I wasn't so afraid anymore. And the fears that I had that were holding me back for so long just started to dissipate and go away. And I know that it's possible, because I know that if it could happen to me, if I was able to overcome those huge, tremendous blocks that sit in my way, being able to show up authentically in my life. And y'all, I am not perfect. It is still a constant journey. My goodness, I did some shamanic water before I spoke to y'all today. I was like, Espíritu Santo, ayúdame, por favor, sécame toda la energía mala, whatever. So it still comes up, and it's so innocent. And I share this because I want you to see yourself in me, that I am you. We're the same. What is most holding you back is the actual thing that will unlock your freedom and self-expression in the world. So at the root of me not being okay with people hearing my voice was my shame around my sexuality. And that was the very thing that I was most avoiding. I thought that if I could succeed, or I thought if I could achieve more, I thought that if I could put myself out there in the world, it would just go away naturally. But no, it actually ends up coming up more. And so that was the very thing that I needed to love on. I needed to love myself. I didn't love myself. I didn't accept myself enough. Maybe I accepted myself to a certain extent, maybe with my close friends, but I hadn't reached that level and depth of real full self-acceptance and love. And I know it's a journey, and I know there's more work to be done. And I know that somebody's out there is resonating with me. So this is speaking to you. Give me a yes, yes. Give me a slay, honey, slay. And let me know that this is speaking to you, because that was my journey. What we most avoid persists. But what we bring awareness to dissipates. It begins to just lift, begins to fly. And if we think of a metaphor of what it's like to hold on to these blocks, it's like it's like carrying a heavy backpack in your back, and with rocks, with really heavy rocks. And the more that we bring awareness to the stuff that we haven't looked at, in some spaces they call it the shadow work, the healing, the inner healing, the child healing, whatever you want to call it, things begin to lift. And it's all about bringing love to the fear, bringing love to the pain. And that's exactly what I needed in my journey. When we approach our block or limitation with compassion, it just lifts. Remember, compassion is productive. It's time to share your gifts with the world. Let's crush your upper limits. And so this might be a new term that maybe some of you are familiar with, but some of you may not be familiar with this expression, upper limits. And this is based off of the work of Gay Hendricks, psychotherapist, in the book, The Big Leap. And so if you've read The Big Leap, go ahead and chat it in. Let me know if you're a fan of his work, or if you know of his work already. I'm a huge fan. So I'm gonna introduce you to some of his work and some of his research in the book. So the term upper limit problem, and we come against upper limits when we're stretching ourselves, when we're pushing ourselves out of our comfort zones. And I know that some of you said that being authentic is being courageous. So today we're gonna bring some awareness to what happens when you really step out of your comfort zone. So the term upper limit was coined by Gay Hendricks and described in his book, The Big Leap. Upper limits describe the amount of feeling good we can handle before we unconsciously manufacture negative thoughts or take negative action or no action when action is needed to bring us back to where we feel comfortable. And let's face it, y'all, no matter who you are, no matter where you're at in your journey, everyone struggles with upper limits. It's totally normal. You can be the CEO of a Fortune 500 company. You can be a mega pop star. You can be, right now, we all have this. I know I do. And it doesn't discriminate based off of just, gender, sexuality, race, income. It doesn't. Everybody's got upper limits, and upper limits happen in relationships, in career, in finance, in health, everything. It comes up. So here are the signs of an upper limit problem. And I'm gonna go ahead and through these quickly. And what I want for you is to go ahead and just chat in the chat section. Which are the ones that come up for you the most? So go ahead and write down numbers. Maybe if you're number 1, maybe you're number 6, number 8, number 9, go ahead and chat it in. And it's inspiring for people to see themselves in you, because you're not alone, believe me. Okay, so here's some of the signs of an upper limit problem. Number 1, self-sabotaging behaviors, staying up late before the big event, procrastinating, getting drunk, not preparing for the important meeting, skipping class, hanging out with the wrong crowd, the saboteur, self-sabotaging behaviors. There's no fearless without fear. Face it, slay it. Yes, Bilal, Denise, yes. Cheers to our journeys to full self-acceptance. So beautiful. Number 2, worrying needlessly when things are going right. Maybe you ask yourself, can it really last this long? I get this a lot when I work with clients who have just stepped into a new relationship. They're like, is it okay? I don't know if it's a lot. I don't know if I'm supposed to feel this good. Something bad's gonna happen. Number 3, blaming and criticizing, pointing fingers, looking for the negative. And we call this negativity bias. And just know that if any of these are you, it's totally safe. It's totally innocent. It's so normal. But just bringing awareness to it is going to bring liberation and freedom to you. Just compassionate awareness. And everything, in the words of Byron Katie, everything just is. So we get to just love on things as they are. They're not good or bad. It just is. And it's just an opportunity for us to bring awareness to it and look at it, maybe as scientists. Number 4, downplaying our success when others comment or compliment. Number 5, not sharing good news with friends or family. Number 6, getting into arguments or picking fights with others. Number 7, moving towards negative people that should be avoided. Number 8, getting sick or hurt at the absolute worst time. I know that some of y'all can relate. I can totally relate with that one. Number 9, experiencing an even more active inner critic. inner critic, that computing mind, judgment, critical, like, ugh, I can't believe this is this. I'm never good enough. I'm never going to do this. I'm not supposed to be the one. I don't know. I can't believe they chose me. Blah, 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 blah. Inner critic, so innocent. It just wants your attention. Number 10, holding ourselves back by not applying, attending, participating. Again, the inner critic comes up there. Okay, so I see some responses. Ashley, 1 through 10. So we're ready to do the work. Yes, Ashley, I love your commitment and your conviction. Denise, 1 to 10 are all too familiar to me. I've been working on number 7 and removing negative people from my life. Lots of work to do. So beautiful, Denise. I totally honor that. Y'all, don't F around with the energy you allow in your life. You've got to, if there's an energy drainers, toxicity, whatever, eliminate, set those boundaries. The most loving thing you can do for the world is to work on you. And with regards to boundaries, it's nobody's responsibility to honor your boundaries. It's yours. It's yours. So good. I'm getting some more responses in private. All right, here's the unconscious beliefs that lead to these upper limits. These are the unconscious things, the things that we don't often know, the things that we don't often address or talk about. Let me go through them. There's 4 top ones. Number 1, and go ahead again and chat in the chat section if one of these really resonates with you. If this comes up for you, chat it in and know that you are not alone. We are universally very similar as in our human experience. Number 1 is feeling fundamentally flawed. Not good enough for success or love. The unconscious, personal, within mindset beliefs that lead to upper limits. I'm not good enough. I don't deserve this. That's number 1. Number 2, the fear of disloyalty or being abandoned. I want to really repeat that one. One of the biggest fears that humans have is abandonment. And I want to speak into this from an evolutionary perspective. We as humans, as evolutionary hunter-gatherers, as we think back to the old days, we're used to, and primal, we're used to being in packs. We're used to being together in community. We're born to be in community and to be with one another. And so the idea of being alone and being abandoned by the pack sets you up for metaphorical death. Being open to prey, being open to being eaten in the woods from an evolutionary standpoint. And so from that same standpoint, we can think about why this fear is so big for people. I don't want to be abandoned. I don't want to be left alone. I don't want people to not like me. This is a huge one. And know that you in your core, there's nothing that can take away from your lovability and from how deeply loving you are. The fear of outshining, number 3, family and friends will react negatively. Who do you think you are? I can be good, but I can't be too good. I can shine, but I can't shine too much because then people are going to think que yo soy creído, que soy creída. People are going to talk about me. They're going to judge me. They're going to feel uncomfortable around me. Okay, y'all, F that. You get to shine. You get to live your soul's expression because there's no limit to what your soul can achieve in this life. And so I'm going to go through these a little. I'm loving these. I'm loving this. Keep chatting it in. Harry, mi duele. You're holding up a full-length mirror so early in the morning for me. I'm so grateful for this because I'm feeling all of it. Beautiful, Ashley. I'm so happy you're here. This is so beautiful. I know that this work can be confronting. I know that it can be uncomfortable, but know that it's not in the way, it's the way. And so we get to embrace the fear. We get to embrace all of it and love on it and welcome it. Welcome it with deep compassion. So good, Gabby. Number 1 is deeply conditioned belief of mine. Yeah. Abelardo, yours love. This is great. I'm so glad to be joining in on this. Yes, so good. You see, you guys are all the same. We're not alone in this. Sibylle and Cizo, number 1 right here. Yes, fear of abandonment. So good. Okay, the fear of outshining. And so Gay Hendricks also talks in a book called The Conscious Living. In Australia, there's this expression called the tall poppy syndrome, where in the fields, in the poppies, they cut all the poppies the same length. No poppy can be higher or lower than the others. So it's this idea that they like to keep everything the same, uniform. And so again, boy, bye, F that. Can I get a yes? You get to shine, you get to see what you can do and just welcome it in. If you know within yourself inherently, you are brought here to shine, to share your gifts, and you've been holding yourself back, go ahead and share something with me. I'm ready to slay. I'm ready to tune it up. I'm ready to turn up the dial. I'm ready to show who I really am. I'm ready to twerk like there's never been no tomorrow. I'm ready to shake my ass like I've never shaken my ass before. Go ahead and live it up. Shake up this chat section, y'all. I want you to be a tsunami. I don't want you to hold back. Yes, Ashley. Yes, honey. I'm ready to shine bright like a whole ass diamond. Oh, yes. Beautiful. Number 4, believing that more success will bring new and different problems. This is so big. So go ahead and read these on your own. I'm going to continue going. Yes, Brenda. Yes, Gabby. Yes, honey. Yes. Give me some yes. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Y'all, I was a 3rd grade teacher. You know I love my call and responses. Okay, so here's some ways to overcome the unconscious beliefs that lead to upper limits. Number 1 is identify ones you have. We've been doing that. We've been identifying which upper limits, which unconscious beliefs lead to these upper limits. But now it's important to understand, where did this stem from? Where did this come from? Maybe people pleasing is a big one for you. Maybe you believed or learned something at a young age because of one of your parents. Maybe you saw them being people pleasers. Maybe it just trickled down to you. Maybe you thought that in order to be loved by one of your parents, you needed to be a people pleaser. And so today we get to drop into that energy. Just breathe in full acceptance and love. Drop in with me, y'all. That meditation we did right before that Sheila beautifully led was so gorgeous. We get to just continue deepening in our presence. So just take a nice deep breath in. For if you want to go fast, you slow down. We need to make ourselves available to receiving the gems and the gifts and the medicine that life has to offer. And the way to make ourselves available is by creating space and stillness. Number 2, notice as it happens. There's another upper limit problem. And one thing I like to do with clients is when they've conquered their upper limits, they can say, I had a big leap moment. I had a big leap moment, Harry. And I love that. And I'm so in support of you standing in your greatness. Look for inspiration from others, create a vision board, create a mantra or affirmation. You can say something like, I expand in abundance, success, and love every day as I inspire those around me to do the same. You can create a playlist and listen to it often. Take the next achievable step. Okay, so I'm so excited for this Slaithenticity rating scale. Okay, we got some more comments coming in. I'm ready to be the queen I know I am. Let's do this. Beautiful Denise. Abelardo, Socorro, Gamboa, shining right now. I love it. It sounds like it's Italian. I don't speak Italian that much. Ashley, ooh, great space call out. Thanks for taking care of us along this journey. I am so, my brothers and sisters and all the beautiful humans that are here. Mwah, I'm here with you. I'm soaking this in as well. This is medicine for me. Okay, so let's do this. On a scale of 1 to 10, as far as slaying and authenticity go in your personal life, 10 being you're playing full out. You're being the most slaythenticity version, slaythentic version that you've ever been in your life, in your world. Number 1, maybe you're not doing so well in this. Maybe you've been avoiding it. Maybe you've got some potential here. Where would you place yourself in this rating? Go ahead and chat in the chat section and let me know. And know that this is a judgment-free zone. This is totally we get to grow. We get to expand constantly, always. Every moment of our lives, we are expanding. Beautiful. José, Richard, I'm an 8. There's always room to grow. And knowing Richard, he's just slaying beautifully all the time. But I love his awareness and his humility to understand that there's always so much more room. So beautiful, Richard. Ashley, 6 to 7. Okay, so good, so good. Denise, both in my personal and professional life, I hang around 5 to 6. Okay, that's so good. Brenda, I'm about an 8. Very good. And yes, I know Brenda too. So I know that she's already really showing up and slaying. But there's always room for more beauty, for more growth. There's always more room for more learning, for more everything in our lives. So good. Yeah, and thank you all so much for sharing with me privately some of your responses. And just know that you're in speaking it into existence in the chat. It's like putting it out into the universe. So we know now, right? And now I want you to share with me, where would you love to be? What would it look like to be, where would you love to be? And what would it look like to be at that number for you? What would it look like for you? Maybe to be at a 9 or a 10. A 9 or a 10, maybe you finally take up this passion for creation and write that play that you've always wanted to write. Or maybe at a 10, you begin to open yourself up to new love and romantically step into attracting vibrationally this beautiful partner into your life. Ooh, what is it for you? Yes, I've been 9 to 10, dialed back to 6 and 7, desire to increase pace again. I want to be a confident 8, showing myself without fear of judgment at work. Yes, Gabby. And we're going to go into that more. We're going to go into a reflection here on what is it that's really holding us back here. But I love just setting our mark for where we want to be. Ashley, 11. So I can be unapologetically my authentic self and then some. So I can unapologetically be. Ooh, so good. Oh, I love how you guys are supporting and loving on one another here. Ooh, so good. All right. Keep it coming. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to open it up to some more reflection. So I want you to take a moment, and if you are more of just, you're more of a thinker in your mind and you meditate on these questions, feel free to just do that. If you're more of a writer, feel free to do this via writing, processing via writing, whatever it is you need. So here are the 2 questions I want to pose to you. In what areas of your life can you begin to bring more authentic expression and light? Relationships, career, health, love, dating. Let's get specific. The ego doesn't like specific, so we get to really turn it around. We get to trick and confuse the ego here. So let's get really specific. And then number 2, what do you personally see standing in the way of you and greater levels of authenticity in your life? Here are some examples. Fear of judgment from others, fear that I'll be criticized, fear that I'm not worthy of speaking or sharing my voice, fear that others won't accept me, fear that they won't think I'm capable, they won't think I'm good enough, fear that they're going to think I'm too young. That was a big one of mine. Oh, my fear is being judged and seen as not smart enough. Thank you so much for sharing, Brenda. I feel that one because that has been a big one for me for a long, long time. And y'all chat in the chat section. If you chat, say yes. If you feel Brenda, if you're with her on that. Yes, honey, go ahead and let her know that she is seen. Let her know that she is seen for the wholeness that she is, that she's not alone. So good. So good. Fear of not doing something perfectly. I grew up with the belief that if you don't do something 100% well, don't do it at all. Yes, Denise, so with you on that. So innocent. What got us to this level, that what got us here is not what's going to be that's going to get us to the next level. That might be the very thing that we get to love on and welcome and say, thank you so much for the part of me that wants to do things perfectly, but I'm ready to go a different direction. I'm ready to do something just fully real and authentic and just do what lights me up and inspires me and whatever is my most authentic expression. And with all due respect to the community, fuck perfect. I've got another story for you, but we can save that for another time on perfection and how that ruled me forever. And it still comes up. It's so innocent. It just wants to keep you safe. It just wants to keep you safe. Yes, Brenda, let's get some t-shirts going. I want to show up again full force in the world, Pilar, but what value can I bring under the current circumstances? Ooh, okay, you're asking yourself these important questions. And Pilar, I just want to honor you because you being here speaks wonders about who you are and about where you are in these current circumstances. It sounds to me like you're seeking support. You're seeking your personal expansion. You're saying yes to yourself. You're showing up for you. You're committed to your own expansion just by being here. So beautiful. Yes. Yes, you guys are so good. All right. Yo quiero camiseta también. Okay, me too. I want that shirt. Who might you be without this fear, y'all? Write down words that come up for you. For example, who might you be without the fear of things having to be perfect? How might you show up? Chat in the chat section. How might you show up without the fear of ever, if the thought that you were not smart enough could never exist, were not plausible, were not capable of ever being a thought that would ever exist in the world? What's the opposite of that belief, that thought? I'd be making more money probably. Yes, I feel you on that. I'm with you on that. Yes. Yes. What else, y'all? What comes up for you? Would you be expansive? Would you be unafraid? Would you be limitless? Would you be slayful? Slayful, powerful? Would you be the embodiment of unconditional love? Would you be, how would you be? Oh, so good. I'm Sheila, love and admire you, and loving Harry. Oh, so beautiful. 100%. I'd be making more money. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, if this is resonating with y'all, give me a yes, yes. Give me a slay, honey, slay. I wouldn't mind feel afraid to speak up and share what's on my mind and ask people more, connect more questions. Beautiful, Ashley. That is your new intention moving forward. That very way. I'd be making more money. Yes, let's set an intention for you to make more money. Let's put all of your energy towards that. Because where we place our energy, that's what we're going to create and call forward in our lives. OMG, I found my intention. Ashley, woo! Yes. Y'all, can we give Ashley a yes, yes? Yes, yes. A slay, honey. Slay, Ashley. Yes, that is your right. You are so deserving of that. Beautiful. I'd be inspiring more lives. Ooh. Sending you lots of love and so much positive energy. Yes, Denise. Yes, all of you. Okay, so this was so powerful. All right, so last but most certainly not least, you guys have set some intentions. I want to encourage you. I'm going to lovingly encourage you to set some intentions in your lives for how you want to show up, how you want to be, for what you want to continue calling forward in your lives in the name of love, in the name of authenticity, in the name of slaythenticity, in the name of you showing up your full expression in the world, in the name of making this one life that we have the most epic life that we will ever live, that you could ever live. And I want to just come back to, let me go quickly. This quote: our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Marianne Williamson. All right, let me go back to, all right. Thank you all so much for a really wonderful experience with all of y'all. I've loved this. This has been medicine for me. I hope it's been the same for you. If you'd like to stay in touch, you can go ahead and find me at The Harry Lopez on Instagram. I'm at also Launch Latinx. We've got an Instagram community as well, so go ahead and follow us. And we've got my personal website for freebies at www.harrylewislopez.com. And also, if you'd like to download this free download on the 4 proven mindsets to achieve financial freedom, I can go ahead and put this in the chat section for all of you. Again, slay, honey, slay. Go and slay and don't hold back. Don't hold back and don't hold back. And so I think we've got about 5 minutes for some questions. We could keep it even shorter. If anybody has any questions for me, I'd be so honored to answer anything that has come up for you along this, or whatever it is that wants to come up. Thank you all so much. Thank you so much, Abelardo. Thank you, Denise. You're a slayspiration. Oh, amazing. Thank you. By the way, y'all can keep up with Tamarindo at tamarindopodcast.com. And when I provide great content like this, beautiful y'all, go ahead and follow Tamarindo Podcast on Instagram. Follow the Tamarindo Podcast on their website, tamarindopodcast.com. They've been featured on Oprah, y'all. So go ahead and follow them. They're amazing. And Brenda and Ana Sheila are incredible. Such beautiful, heart-centered, brilliant women that you want to be tapping into on their podcast. All right. So thank you all so much. And then I believe I'll go ahead and kick it off back to Ana Sheila.
Wow, Harry, thank you so much. I feel so inspired. I'm feeling all the fuzzies inside. Thank you so much for being a part of this today. Thank you for your friendship. You're a beautiful person, and I'm glad you got to share your gifts with everyone that joined us today. So thank you. So now I'd like to introduce the lead for our next session, José Richard Avilés. So José Richard Avilés is an urban planner and an internationally touring performance artist, dancer, and choreographer native to South Central Los Angeles. Avilés' work explores the relationship between space, place, and body. Avilés' latest piece, Semilla, is a love letter to the intergenerational trauma and its healing. Be on the lookout for their first published chapter book later this summer, and Richard will be leading us in Sabrosura, a liberating dance session. Whenever you're ready, Richard, feel free to take it away.
Thank you. Hola, buenos días, buenas tardes. First of all, just want to say thank you to Tamarindo Podcast for bringing me on this, to La Plaza for having this event, En Casa con La Plaza. Let's do this. And also thank you, Harry, for taking us through this journey of authenticity and continuing with that theme. Buenos días, Denise. To me, authenticity, there's this very powerful quote, right, that talks about, it says, ¿cómo dice? What does the quote say? Dice, I think, therefore I am. I almost forgot. I think, therefore I am. And for me, the biggest understanding and the thing that I have is, for me, dance is those two things together. And for this session, what I want you to think about is dance as our own revolution, right? Especially as we're talking about pride. So much of what pride embodies, at least for me, is through dance. And so what I'm going to be doing at this moment, I'm going to be sharing with you all a playlist that I'm going to share the sound with right now. And we're just going to be focusing on a little bit of Latin social dance, and also just want to be mindful, if you did not know this already, but all Latin social dance is derived from rhythms of the African diaspora. Bachata, merengue, cumbia, punta, salsa, all have a derivative from the Afro diaspora. So we want to ensure that we're asking, one, our bodies and our spirits for permission. Bomba, yes, Pilar, bomba from Puerto Rico. Oh, I love me a good bomba. Son, plena, danzón, all those rhythms, guaguancó, rumba. Oh, see, I'm already getting started. I'm ready to shake it. Yes. And so what we're going to do, we're just going to go through these sort of explorations. I do not want you to think of like I'm creating choreography and you're following along, not at all. I'm also a member of a dance collective here in Los Angeles called the Dancing Diaspora Collective. And I'll put in some of our info in there if you want to follow us. And we host classes once a week, every Thursday. You can follow us at Dancing Diaspora on Instagram for more information on that. And one of our principles in Dancing Diaspora is the body knows. Meaning that the body knows the trauma that it houses and the medicine that it needs. And every time I hear music, the body reminds me that dance is my medicine. So I want you to focus right away. I'm going to play a song, and I want you to identify the body part that just starts moving. There's no wrong answer for this. Just what is a body part that starts moving for you? A ver si conocen esta rola. ¿Cómo dice? See, and for me already, it's my shoulder. Eso. Eso. Muy bien. What is that? Okay, I see Ashley saying shoulder, right? So this is what we consider authentic movement. In the moments in which your body just automatically responds and something just begins to start moving, and that is your body letting you know this is where our movement lies in, right? So for this first exercise, I'm going to go through the different rhythms in Latin social dance and the different characteristics that are associated with each. The technique is very similar, but the intentionality is a little different. So if you hear, I've shared now my audio, so you're going to be hearing it on your computer screen. And so if you can't hear me as I'm speaking back there, let me know in the chat boxes and I'll adjust in real time. So for this, just, you know, get up in your space wherever you're available, and we're going to be very intentional about how we're moving through space. We're going to start first with our feet, moving into our knees and ankles, then bringing in the hips with the pelvis, and then shoulder, and then head. So this is just a little bit of a warm-up. Here we go.
Vamos a la fiesta, anoche comienza y quiero gozar.
Starting with the feet, we're just going to be very intentional.
El DJ comienza y mi naturaleza es ponerme a bailar, bailar, bailar. Vamos a bailar. Bailar, bailar. Vamos a bailar. Bailar, bailar. Shoes ask me to stop, so I stop, take off my shoes, dance until I'm bruised and all my clothes fall off. Vamos a bailar. Sophie toque and bomba estéreo. Vamos a bailar, bailar, bailar. Vamos a bailar, bailar, bailar. El DJ comienza y mi naturaleza es ponerme a bailar, bailar, bailar. Kiss me on the boca, quítame la ropa y quiero bailar, bailar, bailar. Vamos a bailar.
Allow your gaze to look for space. Pay attention to all the corners of the room.
Vai ter uma festa que eu vou dançar até
Remember, your
o
body knows
sapato
the next
pedir
kind
pra
of how it
parar,
is.
aí eu paro, tiro o sapato
No longer right.
e danço, e danço, e danço. Hi, do you know Spanish? Fala portunhol? Yes, I do. Un poco, sí. Vamos a la fiesta. Vamos. Vamos a bailar, bailar, bailar. Vamos a bailar, bailar, bailar. El DJ comienza y mi naturaleza es ponerme a bailar, bailar, bailar. Kiss me on the boca, quítame la ropa y quiero bailar, bailar, bailar. Vamos a bailar. Vamos a bailar.
Bien. All right. Yeah. I'm already moving all over the place. All right. So for the first rhythm that we're going to start with bachata. Bachata, coming from Dominican Republic, and bachata, for the most part, are beautiful sounds, songs, baladas that are a little tristes, right? So we think about the melancholy, la melancolía, that comes in a lot of bachata and that lives in the pelvis. So what that looks like is that in our bodies, between our ribs, we have something called the intercostal muscles. I'm also teaching you some anatomy, right? And what the intercostal muscles do, they live within the rib cage and allow, when you're stretching, right, your obliques, for this movement to happen. We also have a connection, a ligament that comes down called the major psoas. It connects the spine, the lower spine, to the inner body. And what this joint does in conjunction with these muscles, it prevents the pelvis from collapsing, so it doesn't fall. Basically, with the bachata, you're always moving and smoothing through the music. The bachata basic is this. We're doing 4 steps. Okay, we're going to go to the right. We're stepping with the right leg, or you might look like the left. We're going to step 1, 2, 3, and you're going to flick your hip to the left. Little boom. That lets you know that we're going now to the left. So starting again, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more time. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. You can bring it forward. 8 and 1, 2, 3, and 4. Bring it back. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Forward. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Muy bien. So I'm just giving you the footwork as foundation and blueprint. Your body, allow your shoulders to move in the way that it has to in your rib cage. There's always, Pilar, I think I can bachata. It's so beautiful, and it goes a little bit faster, but remembering the feet always going 1, 2, 3, and flick, 5, 6, 7, and flick. Then you can be a little bit advanced and cross your feet. 1, 2, 3, and flick, 5, 6, 7, and flick. Let's play that a little bit with that and see what happens. Here we go. My favorite bachata. ¿A cuántos no se les ha escapado un amor en un tren? Dice, right. 5, 1, 5, 1, 5, bring it forward.
Fue imposible sacar tu recuerdo de mi mente. Fue imposible olvidar que algún día yo te quise. Tanto tiempo pasó desde el día que te fuiste. Allí supe que las despedidas son muy tristes. Nunca me imaginé que un tren se llevara en su viaje aquellas ilusiones que de niños nos juramos. Todos tus sentimientos los guardaste en tu equipaje. Quisiste consolarme, me dijiste yo te amo. Desde entonces no supe qué sería de tu vida. Desde entonces no supe si algún día regresabas. Los amigos del pueblo preguntaron si volvías. Llorando de la espalda no les pude decir nada.
Eso.
Que regresé a mi pueblo.
Muy bien. And so what's happening in the bachata, if you remember what I'm saying, you're allowing the pelvis not to collapse, but rather you're swaying through it, right? These songs are sad, so you're allowing the pelvis to melt through. Yeah, let's do that a couple more times. I want to hear you and see you.
Alguien me dijo que ya te casaste. Mírame y dime si ya me olvidaste. Me marcharé con los ojos aguados. Después le pregunté a la luna
Bring it forward.
Me dio una espalda e intentó
Bring it back.
ocultarse. Hasta la luna sabe que me amaste.
Back.
Hasta la luna sabe que aún me amas. Y vuela, vuela por otro rumbo.
So now I want to hear, put it in the chat, how are you doing? I hope you're sweating already. We're going to move to merengue. Merengue, also coming from Dominican Republic. The bachata is what we call in music and dance legato. It has this flowy, everlasting feeling. And then the merengue is staccato, like marching in place. We're going to start with the right leg. And let's go. A ver, un merenguito.
Guayando. Ahora que la cosa se va a poner buena aquí.
¿Cómo dice? Same step. 5 and forward.
Hagan bulla, aquí hay party, move your body, everybody, mi gente mía, latino el mundo, en alegría, vamos juntos a la montaña de mi patria dominicana, el acordeón, tocando fuerte, y esto es cierto, yo quiero verte, chocando cuerpos, mojando las ropas, así se goza, moviendo la cosa maravillosa, con mucho swing, gelatín, calientita, con el sticky, que ya que buena, baila usted a la vuelta, mami, otra vez, llegó el negro de la joya, fulano de esta gozadera total.
So the merengue, and how we understand the merengue, there's always this little swing that happens, right? In the beginning, mi favorita, I love this song. In the beginning, I had you thinking a little bit about the connection of your feet, your knees, and your hips. A lot of the times, right, with Latin social dance, there's always this illusion that our hips are the ones that are moving, but the feet are doing all of the work. And so what's happening here, I am allowing to step through everything, right? I am articulating from my feet to my knees, and then that allows the hips to move, right? Back, back, back. And then now you have the opportunity and the agency to move in whatever way you want while always maintaining that rhythm. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. You can cross it. Right, cross, 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 cross. And you're always dancing down into the ground. Back, back. And just a reminder, with the bachata, we are melting through. Right, for me, all of the conversation is happening right here. Ha. With the rib cage and the pelvis. Da. Da. Dee, dee, da. Da. Dee, dee, da. Dee, dee. Merengue. Ba, 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 ba. Muy bien. We're now going to move, and this is going a little bit quick just because it's a 30-minute session, but I want us to really understand how Latin social dancing is most beautiful in its essence is that there is a blueprint, a foundation for rhythm and for intention behind our dancing, but there's always room for expression within that, right? Our bodies knows what it wants. Something happens when the music plays and we just boop, take off. All right, now we're going to move to a cumbia. Now the cumbia step is done in triplets, right? So it's danced in 3 steps. And there's a very different intention, I think, for me with the cumbia. It reminds me a lot of the guiro, the cumbia. There is a little bit of a swing in the pelvis that happens in la cumbia. Bop, dee 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 bop. Bop, dee 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 bop. Bop, dee dee bop, para pa. Bop, dee dee bop, para pa. Here we go. Hear it?
Oye, abre tus ojos, mira hacia arriba, disfruta las cosas buenas que tiene la vida. Abre tus ojos, mira hacia arriba, disfruta las cosas buenas que tiene la vida. Un descanso en el camino, una botella de vino, un suspiro, una mirada, una alegre carcajada, una cara en el...
I'm going to break that down just a little bit. So, I am actually starting with my right leg, going back. I am opening. 1. I'm walking forward, or rocking my weight forward. 2, to bring my legs together. 3, and then open my left. 1, 2, 3. Open, rock, together. Open, rock, together. That swing that I was talking about happens when we open our leg back. Ha. Swing. 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 And if you dance cumbia with a partner, you know you use this swing to the turn. Feet. Right? Allowing that swing, your pelvis then mimics the guido. Remember, bachata, we melt. In. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, merengue. Pa, guayando. Pa, 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 cumbia. Cumbia. Shout out to las cafeteras who always shout that out. Muy bien, we'll play a little bit more of this, of some cumbia, because I know all of you are gonna go wild with this. Eso. You hear the cowbell? Sa, cinco. Eso. Cumbia.
Siento algo que me mueve, un ritmo que me hace bailar. Todos sus parejas, todos vamos a gozar. Baila, baila esta cumbia, mueve, mueve la cintura. Todos las manos en alto y griten, griten con locura.
Cumbia.
Baila esta cumbia, un ritmo, ritmo sin igual. Nadie se quede sentado. Todos
Eso,
vamos a bailar.
There's that little swing. Ba, 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 ba. Muy bien.
Algo que me mueve, un ritmo que me hace bailar.
We are going through a crash course right now of what is going on with Latin social dance. Y ahí vamos. Okay, last one we're going to just explore today, and then we'll put it into a little bit of wait. We're going to then put it into together a little choreography. And again, this is just blueprint, foundation, you express in whatever way you need. This next one is called punta, right? And it's punta coming from Honduras, punta catracha. There's punta that comes from Belize, from the Garifuna folks of Central America, right? The diaspora is all over Latin America as well. And punta, my favorite dance. If you have gone to quinceañeras, you know, every song is 5 minutes long, and it's like the cardio of Latin social dance, right? You're like, okay, let's go. So punta, like it says in the name, is dance on the balls of the feet, en las puntas. What happens with punta, it's a conversation between your feet and your knees. And you're gonna take your feet and your knees up and down like this. What it does, the moment that I sink all of my weight on my right leg this way, my left hip goes up. And so when I go down, my right hip goes up. So you go left hip up, right hip up, left hip up, right hip up. And what begins to do when you go at the rhythm of punta, it makes your pelvis go, como una batidora. All right, let's see how that looks and let's just try it out. Y dice, punta. Esto. Las puntas de los pies. Okay, so from those that are being there, which one is your favorite rhythm? Remember, we have bachata, a melt, a legato, a take me through space. We have merengue, staccato, into the ground, right? We have cumbia with a little bit of a swing, ta. We have punta on the balls of your feet, right? So all of these rhythms, they have very similar techniques in the sense that they're danced on 4/4. Right? It's a music term, that makes no sense. But you know that it has a very similar movement quality. The intention and the characteristic of your pelvis is different in every dance form, right? And for me as a dancer, it's super important to understand that intention to then bring story into body, right? And again, our body knows, and you belong in your body. There's no other body other than you. When we talk about authenticity, for me, expression of body is the most authentic thing ever. This is the relationship I'm monogamous to. Los demás, bueno, you know, corazón abierto. All right, so now let's put it together into a little bit of something just to add some structure in how we're moving together. And then I'll break it down, and in the last couple of minutes, we'll just dance. And if you have any videos that you want to share, put your videos out there, tag Tamarindo Podcast, tag La Plaza, you can tag me, and we're gonna authentically be today. All right, this is called, and then I'm gonna share the playlist with y'all. Right there, right? So right there, we're going to go in the beginning. What we're going to do, we're going to take it when the music drops to the side, 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right, to the left. So we're doing that 4 times, and then we're going to go into our cumbia step, opening with the right leg going back 4 times. So you're going to see this. Of expression, the music drops, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. Cumbia step, 1, 2, 3, 4. Side step, 1, 2, 3, 4. Welcome to South Central. Here's the helicopters. Again, starting from the top, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more time. 1, 5. Cumbia step. 1, 2, 3, 4. To the side and side. Out. Open and close. Open and close. Open and close. Open and close. Muy bien. From there, we're going to take it again to the side now, adding a little bit of a flair, like bachata. We're going to be inspired by bachata and add something on the last count. This is all freedom of expression, whatever you want to add, your body, your truth. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so a little kick, hop. We're going to do that twice, right? We're going 1. Now we're going to add a little bit of a turn. Ooh. Ha. And let's just do up to there and see what it looks like. Vamos. We got 2 minutes. So we're just going to put this together and see what happens. And once we're done, just that little part, free flow. This is your truth, your body. Y dice. We're Lastly, thank you so much for this quick 30-minute session of just coming into understanding what Latin social rhythms look like and the intention behind them. Remember, the bachata is all about melancholia and melting, merengue, staccato, the cumbia, the swing, y punta on the tips of your feet. Thank you so much. I've added the playlist here. Please feel free to continue to add to this playlist to add more authentic joy. And you can follow me on Instagram at Soy Nalgona. Oh, look, I spelled it wrong. See, this is how you know. But thank you so much for having me. My name is José Richard Avilés. To all of you, remember, your body is your truth. The body knows the trauma that it houses, and the body knows the medicine that it needs. If you want to continue taking dance class with us, you can find us at Dancing Diaspora on Instagram. And my personal Instagram is Soy Nalgona. Y con recibo. No, no es cierto. Okay, bueno, I'll take it back to Ana Sheila. Thank you so much for having me. Besos y abrazos.
Oh my God, thank you so much for that. I had to take my shirt off for that. I was definitely getting into it. So I know I'm feeling a little bit more free after Harry, after Jose Richard's session. And now to close it out, and let's give an applause real quick. Last applause for Jose Richard. Soy alguna. Thank you so much. I love that. All right. So now I'd like to present now Sterling Victorian, who's going to close it out with a musical performance entitled The Self-Love Project. She's not just an exhilarating performer and songstress. She carries a message that empowers her listener and leaves them feeling like they can and should do anything they dream or imagine. And self-love is her most powerful message. She effortlessly weaves hip-hop, reggae, and alt-rock to create a cocktail of music that is infectious and dance floor ready. If trap met Kundalini yoga at Coachella, that would be Sterling. She has both worked with and opened with artists such as CeeLo Green, Hilary Duff, Stacey Barth, Fantastic Negrito, The Dot Wave, Jadena, and Nana Kwabena. So with that, I'd like to hand it over to Sterling Victorian. Go for it.
Oh, that's my job. Hi, y'all. Hi, you guys. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, Ana Sheila, for that beautiful, beautiful introduction. My name is Sterling Victorian. This is my lovely producer and guitar player, Uja. This is my lovely, talented drummer, percussionist, Deb. And we're just going to share with you guys some self-love, some energy, some music. Feel free to vibe, move. Hey, hey. Two boys wanna kiss me outside, kiss me outside, kiss me outside. Got Papa Santo and a blunt in the ride, blunt in the ride, blunt in the ride. Two bold women wanna kiss me outside, kiss me outside, kiss me outside. Got Papa Santo and a blunt in the ride, blunt in the ride, blunt in the ride. Hey, do you love me? It doesn't matter. I love my fucking self. You can't get at her. Do you love me? It doesn't matter. I love my fucking self. First, I do not claim no sexuality. Got good energy, like good energy. Get lonely, got broke more than Jesus and bleed. Get lonely, got broke more than Jesus and bleed. Fuck these niggas, they manipulative sussy. Fuck me for acting not even a pussy. Chasing these cookies, being a rookie. Out of my mind and my feelings like, do you love me? It doesn't matter. I love my fucking self. Can't get at her. Do you love me? It doesn't matter. I love my fucking self. Yeah. A Kardashian will not impregnate my truth or my ass or my thighs or my nigga. I'm cool. Black girls with thick hair are so beautiful. All booties matter. All booties too. I love the Lord. That's my nigga for life. Evil is hate. Choke on a pipe. If I have to fight for the rest of my life, then I'll fucking fight for the rest of my life. Do you love me? It doesn't matter. I love my fucking self. You can't get at her. Do you love me? It doesn't matter. I love my fucking self. And I highlight, forget highlight. Let me in the water, I got pieces in my head. Come around here, I'll make you all good. Get one done and I'm like, forget highlight. Catch me on the corner. In my head. Come around here, I'll make you all day. Ha, ha, ha. Cause no one on the corner got swagger like this. Hit me on my corner, prepaid wireless. We pack is a little like you can get stuck. But I'm going hard just for that. No one on the corner has swagger like us. Hit me on my corner, prepaid wireless. We pack is a little like we get stuck. love me. It doesn't matter, cause I love myself. Ha, ha, can't do that. Do you love me? It doesn't matter. I love my fucking self. Yeah. The message today is self-love. The theme has been so clear. I'm so grateful to be in the stream of such beautiful, talented, strong, authentic, queer men and women. And thank you for having me. And I just wanted to share something with you that is on that theme, which is something that I wrote and was inspired to write a few days ago, which is the self-love prayer. The self-love prayer. I think so many times as disenfranchised, oppressed people, people who are not fully honored all the time in Western society or any society, whether that be a Latina person, a Black person, a queer person, a trans person, whatever the case may be, because systems are not ingrained in our culture to teach us how to love ourselves, we have to create those systems, and we have to create spaces like this so we can learn about ourselves more deeply, so that we can love on ourselves more deeply. So this is the self-love prayer. I commission you to repeat it after me. The first part is, I can heal and be of service from a place of wholeness and abundance. I can heal and be of service from a place of wholeness and abundance. To be of service of others does not mean the depletion of my own cup. Repeat it. To be of service to others does not mean the depletion of my own cup. And the last part is, I will love and fill myself first so that I may pour out to the planet for my fullness and abundance. I will love and fill up myself first so that I can pour out to the planet for my fullness and for my abundance. Yes, 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 yes. We are in a fight for our freedom. We're in a fight for our rights. We also have to remember to take care of ourselves so that we can be in that fight in our most full capacity. And I feel like it's so important. So make sure you love it on yourself. I love you. We're going to do a few more songs for you. This is called Sunday with Tribe. Ha. Yeah. Yeah. Ha. Ha. I am home with the tribe. It's a vibe. I'm alive. Come inside. I'm underrated in this bitch. You dating a girl with big ass and big tits. I'm a stick, but I'm thick with potential in this bitch. I pay all my bills, but I don't drop my top. Most cannot compete because real love costs a lot. And yeah, I paid a lot. I guess it's paying off. I don't have no diamonds, but my heart is love. Watch, I'm a win. I'm a win. I'm a win. I'm a shine. people think I fuck a lot. These women want a threesome, but they don't use their tongue a lot. My brother said that I should keep it clean, but how with all these nasty thoughts? And sex should be transcendent, so I can't bag the nasty thoughts. I said transcendent in a song, Mom. These niggas couldn't put me on, because their hearts would have to levitate to meet my soul up in a higher state. So I just keep myself. Take profile, switch these niggas well. Like fire, fire. Like ice, ice. Like holy water. Like ice, ice. Oh, oh, like fire, fire. Like ice, ice. Like holy water. Like ice, ice. Oh, oh. Whoa, please. Hey. Woo. Whoa, please. I want to do some of the new moves I learned. Hey. Woo. Thank you so much. We're gonna do one more song. Thank you, Jeff. That was lovely. We're gonna do one more song. It's called Meadows. It's probably the favorite song of all of us. I think we all love that song. It's my favorite song he's ever produced. It's my favorite song I've ever written. It's called Meadows. Dedicated to you, our tribe out there. Thank you. Sounds like, hey. Flying through the sky, like we don't know no better. All my friends are high. Stay up through any weather. My place is your place. My place is your place. My place is your place. My place. One more time on the road. Flying through the sky, like we don't know no better. All my friends say hi. Be up through any weather. My place is your place. My place is your place. My place is your place. My place. Your girl ain't really sad, 'cause she damaged. All that shit you talking, I can run it, I'm abandoned. Got to keep the covenant I made before I landed. I am out in Paris until they understand it. I could dumb it down, but would you grow? They try to silence me, but now I let them go. The devil went up on me, I just split his throat. I'm about to levitate, I'm never going low. No, I'm never going low. Flying through the sky, like we don't know no better. All my friends say hi. Be up through any weather. My place is your place. My place is your place. My place is your place. My place. Flying through the sky, like we don't know no better. All my friends say hi. Be up through any weather. My place is your place. My place is your place. My place is your place. My place. Chilling in the corner with no drama. Tell that nigga play some 90s hip hop and Nirvana. All these bitches talking, but they could not with my mama. My frequency's too high to level with these anacondas. I could tell them down, but would you grow? They try to silence me, but now I let them know. The devil run up on me, I just split his throat. I'm about to levitate, I'm never going low. Flying through the sky, like we don't know no better. All my friends say hi. Be up through any weather. My place is your place. My place is your place. My place is your place. My place. Yeah, let's go. Hey, flying through the sky, like we don't know no better. All my friends stay high. We up through any weather. My place, your place. My place, your place. My place, your place. My place. I'm here. As a meadow. Are you high? Are you high? If you wanna fly, first you run and dive, then you touch the sky. It's the edge of life. If you wanna fly, first you run and dive, then you touch the sky. It's the edge of life. My place, your place. My place, your place. My place is your place. My place. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Tamarindo Podcast. Thank you, La Plaza. Thank you so much for having me. Happy Pride year. Happy Pride forever. I wish you all well. Wish you so much self-love. My name is Victorian. This is Deb. This is Uja. Thank you guys. Blessings. Happy Sunday. Back to you, Sheila.
Wow. Whew. I am feeling in flow. Thank you so much, Sterling. Thank you so much, Sterling. Thank you so much, Harry. Thank you so much, Jose, Richard. We brought all of y'all together because everyone can feel, I think everyone can feel your love. Everyone's felt your joy, your own authenticity through the unique gifts that you've shared with everyone that's viewing today. And I would love at this moment to maybe open it up to the people that are with us. I'd love to know, I asked you at the beginning of this to share some of to think about what intention you had going into this. And I'd love to hear from some of y'all, like maybe what that intention was and maybe what intention you now have going forward after this. If there's anything that you're taking away with you that you've learned that you'd like to apply moving forward. So I'd love to open it up. Pilar says, energize my mind and soul. Yes. And Denise gave a shout out to Sterling. That was wonderful. Thank you for sharing your music, and the self-love prayer was power. Feel that. Would anyone else like to share how they're feeling, what they're walking away with? Embody with Cumbia Plus. I was impressed with I didn't know that I knew so many Latin dances. So it was good to see I knew the basics of a few of most of those. Also, if anyone else wants to share from our panelists, Harry, Jose, Richard, any things that you're taking away with from some of these sessions that we've experienced, I'd love to open it up to y'all as well. First Love says, so beautiful. Ashley says, I feel so uplifted and supportive and just empowered by our community. Yes. Thank you. That makes us so happy. Sharon Loredo, this is great. Thank you for this gift. Thank y'all for being here. Like, we put this together with so much love, so much intention. We really wanted to think about, let's see what else we got. Jose, Richard, Avilés, of course, authenticity is a process, and moments and spaces like this remind me to always live in authenticity, even when society tells me I shouldn't. Yes. Denise says, it's just a solid reminder of how amazing it is that we can encourage each other. Yes, I love that. Yeah. We really wanted to put this together. We thought very intentionally about how we wanted to curate this. We wanted to kick it off with Harry, really helping us unearth some of those blocks that are holding us back, and then kind of feeling into that freeness through movement. I know for me, that's a place where I've still been feeling blocked. And I know that when I'm feeling more authentic, when I'm feeling more free is when I can dance more freely. And it was beautiful to see how Jose Richard kind of, embodied that through his being and allowed us to feel more free to do that for ourselves as well. Chris Love says, I love this, so perfect for the journey I've decided to take for my complete healing. mentally, spiritually, and mentally. Lolita Tamara Lascano, thank you for bringing support in our hearts and hope to all, and united from our core to all. Love that. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being a part of this and being on this journey with us. And with that, I'm gonna pass it. If there's anyone else wants to say anything else, and if not, I'll pass it back to Abelardo.
Hola, everybody. Welcome back. Oh, just thank you so much to Ana Sheila for putting this together along with Brenda, Tamarindo Podcast. I mean, this is just so inspiring for me personally. And I know a lot of our viewers, I mean, they're by the comments and the hearts and the likes, they really got a lot up from this, from Harry, from Jose Richard, from Sterling, beautiful dancing, music, inspirational words. This is what we need during these times. And a great way to kind of cap Pride Month. However, we continue with the messages and moving forward in our personal lives and our professional lives to really bring these, just the teachings and the feelings that you brought out just to help us move forward. So thank you so much to Tamarindo Podcast for putting this together for us. This is our first Sunday session, a 2-hour spectacular, multi-disciplinary way to cap off this wonderful month. So with that, I'd like to just thank the viewers who joined us this Sunday, a lot of you are repeat viewers to En Casa con la Plaza, and we thank you for joining us again today. And just to let you know what we're doing for the rest of the month, at En Casa, we have every Monday is our En Casa con la Plaza Cocina, in which we do cooking demonstrations. And tomorrow, Salsas de Molcajete cooking demonstration with Oscar Ochoa from El Machete. That's at 3 o'clock. The following Monday, Mexican herbs and spices with Maite Gomez Rejon from Art Bites. The following Monday, the 13th, a taste of mezcal with Jaime Mateo Los Javis. On the 15th, we have another Pride program, Undocutales, Queer Immigrants in LA with Armando Ibanez, a filmmaker, and activist Javier Mejia from Q Talk Radio. You could catch today's program on our YouTube page at La Plaza LA, on our Facebook page at La Plaza LA, and also on our website, lapca.org. And we'll be sharing it with Tamarindo Podcast and with all the panelists so they could share it to their audience as well. If Sterling and Jose and Harry, go ahead and unmute. Let's see your faces again. Let's do a group shot here. All right, great. I'm going to do a screenshot to have this in posterity. Okay, todos listos. 1, 2, y 3. Harry, come on. Or maybe you already left. Okay, we see your photo there. Okay. Perfect. Thank you so much.
And I have one more thing I want to shout out real quick.
Please do.
I just wanted to mention an event that's happening right now. If y'all live in LA, Black Lives Matter event in Long Beach in honor of Stonewall March for Black Lives. There'll be speakers, music, and performances, and it's a day to uplift Black trans lives and Black queer lives. And so that's in Long Beach, Bixby Park, starting right now. So if y'all are in the area, that would be a great event to keep your.
I'm going to that. Thank you, Anna Sheila. Good looking out.
Well, thanks for sharing, and thanks to all of you out there for sharing your time with us here at En Casa con la Plaza, and we hope to see you soon at the museum. We're not sure exactly when we're going to be opening, but pretty soon. But in the meantime, En Casa con la Plaza will continue with at least 2-3 programs per week, a whole range of presentations, our demonstrations, performances, and more. So muchas gracias a todos. Que tengan un buen día. Have a great day. Again, thank you, Ana Sheila, Jose, Richard, Sterling, and Harry. Hasta la próxima. Bye-bye.